Have you ever woken up after a full 8 hours of sleep, only to find that the first thing hitting your mind isn't a sense of refreshment, but a heavy sigh and a single thought? Again, this isn't that post-gym soreness, nor is it the typical burnout you feel after a stressful project at work. This kind of tired is different. It's deep under your skin, woven into every thought. It's a weariness with the act of existing itself, the sheer effort of being a person, of maintaining your breath, your identity, and a dozen nameless responsibilities every single day. At DeepShift, we call this existential exhaustion. And if you're feeling this way, trust me, you aren't alone, and you certainly aren't lazy, no matter what labels society tries to put on you. Imagine your life as an endless stage performance. Every morning, you step out from the wings, put on your I'm okay mask, smile at your colleagues, nod to strangers, and follow the same repetitive script. Check emails, grab lunch, a quick coffee break, head home, scroll through your phone, and go to sleep. The problem is, you feel like you never actually auditioned for this role. You're just performing to keep the audience around you satisfied. In psychology, there's a concept called depersonalization. You feel like an outsider, a spectator watching your own life pass by. You see your hands typing, you hear your mouth speaking, but inside, it's just empty. You don't feel connected to anything you do. It's the sheer effort of maintaining that facade of normalcy that's draining your battery, not the work itself. Why do so many people today feel so exhausted just by existing? There are three main reasons that we often overlook. First, there's the always-on culture. The modern world doesn't really allow us to disappear anymore. Even when you're lying down to rest, notifications from Facebook, messages from your boss, or curated images of success from friends on Instagram keep crashing into your brain. You aren't tired from working. You're tired because your brain never gets to truly unplug. Second is the absurdity of the loop. The philosopher Albert Camus once spoke about the myth of Sisyphus, the man condemned to push a boulder up a mountain, only to watch it roll back down so he could start all over again. Sometimes brushing your teeth for the 10,000th time, or paying the monthly electric bill, makes us stop and wonder, what is all of this for? When the meaning vanishes, the exhaustion rushes in to fill the void. Finally, there's microtrauma, the slow accumulation of psychological wounds. It doesn't have to be a single catastrophic event. Sometimes, it's just a series of small rejections, minor heartbreaks, or that nagging feeling that you're never quite good enough. Over the years, these tiny moments pile up, forming a heavy lead weight in the back of your mind. Don't confuse wanting to rest with wanting it to end. This is the most crucial part I want to share with you. When someone says, "I'm so tired, I don't want to exist anymore," society often panics and immediately jumps to the darkest conclusions. But in reality, there is a massive difference between active intent and pure exhaustion. Someone with active intent is looking for an ending, but someone with existential exhaustion is simply looking for a break. They want permission to stop trying, to stop performing, and to stop proving that they're okay. They're like a marathon runner who has been sprinting for 10 years straight without ever stopping for a sip of water. What they need isn't to reach the finish line. They just need to be allowed to sit down by the side of the road for a while without anyone judging them or rushing them to get back up. If you find yourself in this state, we aren't going to tell you to just stay positive or go on a vacation. In fact, that kind of advice can often add even more pressure. Instead, try these practical approaches. 1. Pruning expectations. The minimalism of the soul. Give yourself permission to exist at a minimum. If you're feeling completely drained today, just focus on the absolute essentials. Allow yourself to drop the act of being cheerful. You don't owe the world a smile every single day. 2. Rediscover micro anchors. Stop looking for the meaning of life in grand things like missions or careers. Look for it in a good cup of tea, the feeling of sunlight on your skin, or the scent of a new book. These things won't solve an existential crisis, but they make the present moment feel a little less heavy. 3. Non-judgmental presence. If you have a friend going through this, don't try to fix them with solutions. Don't tell them to hang in there or that others have it worse. That is some of the most toxic advice you can give. Instead, just sit with them and say, I see how tired you are, and that's completely okay. You don't have to do anything right now. Sometimes validation is more powerful than any medicine. My friend, existing is a journey that requires an immense amount of energy. The fact that you feel exhausted doesn't mean you are weak. It only proves that you have been incredibly resilient for a very long time. Don't force yourself to heal right away. Just let yourself be tired. Allow yourself to exist at a slower pace. The world isn't going to fall apart if you take a rest. Remember, you don't have to do anything to prove you are worthy of life. You are worthy simply because you are you. If this resonates with you, feel free to leave a period in the comments or share a small moment that brought you peace today. DeepShift is always here to listen. And don't forget to subscribe. We'll be exploring many more insights into the human psyche together.